Okay, I think we're about ready to get started. First of all, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to Celebration 2022. It is fantastic to be back again after 2 years of missing Celebration due to COVID. Before we get going, I'd like to make a few house announcements, if I may. First of all, we'd like to say a very big thank you to all the parents who very generously donated towards the flower arrangements we see on the front of the stage. And a very big thank you to Mrs. Sharon Alcock for actually doing the arrangements. Ladies and gentlemen, please, during the ceremony this evening, we will ask that kindly that there's no flash photography. You will see dotted around the hall are members of our Clip Club, our photographic society, and they will be taking many photographs throughout the evening, and then they will make them available to the wider Westerford community after the ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, the ceremony is also being live streamed at the moment, so we're in a new era, and it will also be available on YouTube afterwards as a recording for you to watch again. We ask kindly that your cell phones are please switched off on silent so that they do not interrupt the ceremony. And the ceremony follows very smoothly without any announcements between items. We simply roll from one item to the next. There is one minor change to the program, and that Mr. Smith will perform the conclusion to the ceremony this evening. And then when we do sing songs, that we all stand and sing the songs together. All right, I will ask us to remain seated while the matrics enter, but then we will stand when the stage party enters after the matrics. Right, thank you. If I could ask the audience to please stand for the entry of the stage party. Thank you. Right, thank you. You may be seated.
Good evening, everyone, and a warm welcome to all of you, including the members of the school governing body, previous members of the school governing body, and their partners, parents, matrics, learners, and of course, our most special guests, the prize winners tonight. I also want to recognize the whole school's achievement in getting back to normal in 2022 after a challenging couple of years, catching up on the learning gap and getting back on track. We acknowledge the dedicated work of all the teachers and the learners. So today we celebrate those that have shone this year, but do not forget that success is also about doing your best and supporting one another as a dynamic and inclusive school community. So congratulations to everyone, a warm welcome, and to everyone who is receiving an award tonight, let the celebrations begin.
Good evening, pupils, parents, guardians, and staff. Leadership at Westerford this year has been a very exciting journey, with our leadership body having undergone vast changes. With these changes have come many new events and initiatives run by our very own leadership team.
A few of the big events run by the leaders were Cultural Day by the Culture Guardians, which included many creative and interesting workshops. There was also our Fabulously Me February initiative by our Holistic Growth Portfolio, which had fun self-love promoting activities. Then there was the Round the Block Relay Race by the Mentor Guardians, which was a competitive relay race around the school in our mentor classes. And there was our De-Stress Week by the Academic Guardians, which focused on alleviating pre-exam stress.
With intermittent breaks due to COVID, Westerford was lacking in people-run events and initiatives. The relaxation of these COVID regulations allowed the leaders to revive the Westerford spirit and energy.
We're now going to hand over to a panel of leaders who reflect on this past year and share a few of the highlights, new initiatives, and maybe a few of the challenges they faced. I'd like to invite the panelists to join us on stage. Up first, we'll have Amy Chambers, Thomas Ashworth, and Kanyisile Mkanda talking about transformation and the new leadership structure. Next will be Karis Barnes and Alia Dalby talking about academics, followed by Tana Simon, Josie van Ven, and Eli Zulka talking about culture. After that, we'll have a solo musical performance to break things up a bit.
After the performance, we'll have Jian Zhang and Hannah Brzezinski talking about service. Then we'll have Kai Nesbitt and Ellen Norton talking about mentor groups, followed by Chiamaka Ifemedebe and Teboho Mashologu talking about sport. Lastly, we'll have Sinalo Ononda and Manzimbo Bedonga Bikota talking about spirit. After Rasmin and I have concluded, we will end off with a musical performance.
2022 has been a bit of a guinea pig year in regards to leadership at Westerford. To quote Sharpay from High School Musical, it's been out with the old and in with the new. We got rid of the prefix and implemented a brand new system.
This system was designed to take away the hierarchy within the school and implement a more servant leadership structure. This allowed the leaders of the school to better cater to the students of Westerford and focus on the needs of the school before considering their own. Students had a choice of which of the 9 portfolios they wanted to nominate themselves for. This allowed leaders to be more enthusiastic and get involved within the different aspects of Westerford.
21 guardians were voted into specific portfolios by the school body. Each portfolio took charge of different aspects of the school and drove these different areas to change and improve. At the start, everything was unknown, and in the first few months each portfolio found their foot and adapted in creative ways and ideas for which the portfolios operated. Each portfolio consists of societies related to the portfolio, a guardian and a transformation rep who oversaw all the events.
At the start of the year, we had a massive leadership camp consisting of over 60 leaders. And at this leadership camp, we learned skills to fully equip us to lead the school in the year ahead, such as how to think better, power and privileges, and incorporating a more inclusive leadership for Westerford. We created many memories and created bonds with many different people that strengthened the leadership body. And even though we did not know what was expected of us the majority of the time, we were able to quickly adapt and have a really successful year and create very high expectations for the years to come.
Alongside the guardians, the transformation reps assisted the guardians every step of the way. Amy will explain more about the transformation portfolio.
Westerford implemented a student portfolio that's sole purpose was to bring about transformation at Westerford. Transformation is a bit of a scary word to many. The term encompasses so much, and with it comes expectations. Being a part of the transformation portfolio this year has been really rewarding, and it has been a joy to work with such a dedicated group of students. This year, with the help of Mbali Martin, the other transformation guardian, myself and 10 other transformation reps, Westerford organized and hosted an inter-schools transformation workshop, which 12 of the surrounding schools attended. Westerford also began hosting quarterly transformation workshops, which were open to all members of the Westerford community, in the hopes of igniting active discussions surrounding the ongoing transformation that is and needs to continue taking place at our school. A group of students from PLUS, a society at Westerford, initiated the use of pronoun badges, which are worn by many members of the Westerford people body now. Westerford has also just opened a second gender-neutral bathroom. Lastly, the Student Transformation Portfolio created a trigger warnings document, which was presented to the staff on how to handle and address sensitive content in the learning environment. These are just a few examples of the work that has been done this year. Transformation at Westerford needs to be a continual process, one that every member of the Westerford community is actively participating in and contributing positively to. I could drone on, but to quote Edna Mode from The Incredibles movie, words are useless. Gobble, gobble, gobble. There's too much, darling, too much. So let's get to work.
There's something special about being gathered here again after 2 years of no celebration. With that, we're both grateful and proud that our students were able to maintain their reputation of working hard, achieving high marks, and doing nothing but their best, even over the course of the last 3 years. So let's break down the past academic year, which has been filled with stress, hard work, and believe it or not, fun. We all had a massive wake-up call at the start of 2022 as Westerford pushed on full steam ahead, trying to go back to normal after 3 years of COVID. This shift back to a full-scale set of exams, the first set since 2019, was not easy. It is one thing to endure the regular school struggles we had already experienced, but to add a 3-year-long pandemic to the mix as well kept our stress levels at a high. However, we can commend ourselves as Westerfordians, and especially matrics. We pushed through. We can all agree that the reward of writing these exams is far greater than how tough they were. Moving away from scary exams, the academic portfolio and staff worked hard this year to transform the award system into a system that appreciated inclusiveness and diversity at Westerford. We had many meetings, mostly on Fridays, so you can be sure that there is dedication behind this transformation. The aim of this change was to give the rightful recognition to those who work extremely hard despite their disadvantaged backgrounds. We worked with our academic SGB representative, had some guidance from UCT,
and involve the pupils as well in this process. We have created a new system which is being tested out on the matrics. We ask the matrics to submit information about their home life, parents or guardians, and primary schools. These certain factors, like for example, if they are from a non-English speaking home, will count as a disadvantage factor and will give them disadvantage points. These points are factored in when aggregates are calculated for the honours and merits awards. The system is new, but we will use it as another step towards recognising all hardworking students and our individuality. 2022 was a year of changes, with a new leadership structure, the move to the normal school environment, and the new timetable. For the first time, students were introduced to a 10-day long timetable. Understandably, this change caused some confusion at first. Even matric students got deja vu from grade 8, running into classes only to realize that they're in the wrong class. However, everyone settled in, and we enjoyed the changes and opportunities that this new timetable created. There were some bumps along the way and some changes that had to be made, but slowly it became a timetable that all of us appreciated. It introduced a multi-period, an hour-long break on Wednesdays, no more half-hour periods, and the mentor periods on Fridays. You'll hear more about this mentor period from the mentor guardians soon. Even as the world changed around us, the only constant support we received was that of our teachers. It didn't matter that something completely unexpected had tackled the world, as the teachers fought against it to give us a high school experience we can all look back on and smile at. I'd like to extend an extra special thank you on behalf of the matrics to our teachers who prepared us for these final exams that we've dreaded since grade 8. All of us can say that you've done your part and have even gone above and beyond. We are so grateful. Now we hope we can put everything you've taught us into practice and deliver the results you've always dreamed for us.
Cultural Launch was one of the many events that had fallen away due to COVID. However, with the restrictions lifted, the organising committee and all 28 societies were determined to make the cultural launch of 2022 as memorable as those pre-COVID. The phenomenal skits from all 28 societies, as well as the non-stop engagement from the crowd, truly made the cultural launch of 2022 an unforgettable experience.
Our 28 societies wasted no time, and after a phenomenal cultural launch, were fully back in action. With familiar events that have almost become Westford tradition, like the Mad Film Festival, and some of the new societies hosting events like the Restful Sensory events by the new Accessibility Society, AID, break times left pupils with a multitude of choices. Even outside school hours, our society stayed busy. GSI had another successful beach cleanup, and Library Society brought back their famous movie nights. But no matter where or when, this year pupils found a place where they can express themselves and do what they enjoy, thanks to our vibrant student-led societies.
For the first time this year, Westerford had its very own month of culture. This was a pupil-driven initiative aimed to educate the students of Westerford about the various African countries and cultures apart from South African culture. This was done by means of 1. Playing Afrobeats and music from all parts of Africa in the morning in the library card before school started. 2. A mental period in which the whole school watched an informative documentary followed by a thrilling Kahoot. And lastly, a multi-purpose period run by Mrs. Nziara in which she shared her experience throughout Africa and her journey and the different cultures and languages she learned along the way as a result of having to leave her home country, Rwanda, due to the Rwandan genocide. Overall, the month of culture was a success, especially the multi-purpose period. I mean, we did manage to keep everyone awake for the full hour. And we hope this becomes an annual tradition at Westerford.
And then, in September, the year of Westford culture culminated in the massive feat that was Cultural Day. 58 workshops organized by students and teachers alike, spanning from self-defense, fire poi and pottery to Zumba dancing, robotics, or learning sign language. Along with food stalls and incredible performances by the Congo Cowboys and Nick Rubinovitz, the day was undoubtedly a success. The resounding triumph of Cultural Day is thanks to Ms. Probela and the other students, teachers, and parents who gave their valuable time
to make it the impressive and greatly enjoyable day that it was.
This year, the stage at Westford has been lit up once again by all the amazing Westford productions. In the beginning of the year, the Shakespeare Festival allowed students to get involved in drama at Westford and beyond, some for the first time. The grade 11s put on a fabulous cabaret that was sold out every night. At the end of last term, talented directors, writers, and actors of the Westford community put on the traditional Westford One-Night Play Festival. In addition to drama, the music department has been back and better than ever this year, putting on many awe-inspiring performances. As a personal highlight, the Creative Lab portfolio was able to organize a multi-purpose period talent show that showcased Westford talent beyond the traditional means. And on that note, no pun intended, we will enjoy a solo musical performance from our very own Tristan Phillips, performing trumpet piece Adagio from Concierto de Aranjuez by Rodrigo, accompanied by Mrs. Klopp.
Thank you.
been a busy year for the service sphere of Westerford as we started to return to the norms of pre-COVID with a multitude of events and initiatives. Various service societies have held different drives, such as the book drive and blood drive, in which pupils could donate blood at school. A school Mandela Day was held this year, with 67 minutes of our day being used to give back to our community, in the form of classroom cleaning, bread buddies, or speckworm planting. We had an inspiring talk by Dr. Imtiaz Suleiman, the founder of Gift of the Givers. He spoke about the importance of sacrifice and encouraged Westerfordians to give back to the community in any way that they could.
Westerford has always emphasised the spirit of service. This can be clearly seen in our numerous service societies such as First Aid, AD Society, Click Club, Film Crew and Pro Writers, without which Westerford could not function. Societies such as Interact, Habitat for Humanity and many more provide opportunities for pupils to make change in the broader community, to serve others in acknowledgement of the privilege we hold at Westerford. This year, we immersed ourselves in Westerford's culture of service. We finished the year with the satisfaction that we have made a difference and the belief that Westerford will continue to bring about positive change through service.
"2022 has been a year of change at Westerford High School. A brand new timetable, a new leadership structure, the creation of the multi-purpose period, and the introduction of mentor groups, which we will be reflecting on today. For those of you that are unaware, mentor groups are essentially intergrade classes that contain students from grade 8 all the way to matric.
The aim of this new system is to create a more cohesive school, with more intergrade interaction, which ultimately creates a place for mentoring, a place to ask for help, a place to learn, and a place to grow, with the end goal of creating a closer Westerford family. Every Friday just before first break, mentor groups would meet. Pupils had lively discussions, played games, did quizzes, and just got to know each other better.
We hope that lifelong friendships were forged and memories were made in these 30 minutes every week.
Quizzes, revisions, and discussions relating to the multi-purpose period that took place that week would occur during these mentor groups.
Often, mentor groups and multi-purpose periods would overlap. An example of this would be our very successful round-the-block relay race. Some of our other most successful events would have to be the Women's Day quiz, 30 seconds battles, general knowledge quizzes, and many more.
This system has evolved dramatically throughout the year, and we expect it to continue to evolve in the years to come. Our true hope is that the system and the students find their feet, and it leads to a more inclusive, safer, and all-round better school environment. We hope that with each year and each new leadership group, the system will become one that works for all.
We'd like to give a special thanks to Mr. Hutton Squire, the mentor group leaders, and the mentor guardians, who put so much of their time and effort into this system. We couldn't have done this without you.
We sincerely hope that next year's leaders learn from our mistakes and improve the system to make sure that it works for every pupil and staff member. We have the utmost confidence in you, and we know that you'll help the system reach its full potential.
As the sports portfolio, we were given the task of bringing sport back to life and reigniting the passion for it after a grueling 2 years of COVID with little to no sport. More specifically, our goals were firstly to ensure that all sports were equally recognized and represented, and secondly to establish relationships and a sense of unity between sports and within its different teams. This being said, our work started off before the official school year even began. During the last few days of the holiday, we joined up with various first-team players and volunteers to host some sports clinics for the incoming grade 8s, as well as to begin the planning of sports launch. The clinics were for the summer sports, and the highlight of those was definitely seeing the bright and eager faces of the new grade 8s, whose enthusiasm towards sport really helped spark the the excitement towards a new sporting season in the first team players, which then trickled down to the rest of the school. After the clinics, we worked towards Sports Launch, which is a fun event that advertises sport as well as builds on the hype for the season. After a few very messy rehearsals that may or may not have given me high blood pressure, the launch turned out to be a huge success and it created a great vibe around the school. From this point, we started shifting towards a more concentrated focus on our teams. Through inter-first team games, we were able to showcase sport in a fun and enjoyable way to the pupils that would also get them excited to participate in it. These games helped form bonds across the different sports, as well as a heightened sense of respect for certain sports.
One of our biggest mandates was to bring equality in recognition and representation to all the sports in school, particularly in women's sports and typically smaller sports. We promoted and supported these sports, and the results were evident, as many of these teams went on to have unforgettable seasons with numerous game-changing moments. For example, the first girls basketball team, along with Mr. Goldman, worked hard to break the stigma around women's sport and women in basketball. Moreover, they demanded their respect as they won every single one of their home games, as well as being the only team to beat the OWs on OW Day. The sports carousel was by far our biggest event and the most stressful. It came with a lot of admin, battles with the weather, and some tears too. But in the end, we persevered and managed to execute the huge event with the help of the first teams and the service, spirit, and community and leadership portfolios. It was a great success, and we managed to raise 11,000 Rand, which will all be donated to a charity that utilizes sport and play as educational tools to impart life skills onto the youth. This was our entire vision for the carousel, because we wanted to showcase the importance of sport in people's lives and how it can be used to uplift and build communities. Massive indicators of our progress were the two derbies. The first being away at Bergfleet and the second at home against Huddersfield. They were the first derby days since the beginning of the COVID pandemic, but that did not show at all. The turnout was amazing and the energy was higher than ever. All the teams came in early and stayed after their games to support their peers in and across the sports. The fans brought the vibe and boosted the teams with their energy. It was really special to see the Westerford community come together as one through sport. Sport just would not have been the same without the Spirit portfolio. The energy and vibe they brought to our events, such as the previously mentioned derbies and sports carousel, helped build pupil support and engagement in sport. So we'd love to give a huge shout out to the Spirit team.
Overall, we had a very successful and groundbreaking year, and we excitedly passed the baton onto the new sports leaders to continue building Westford into both an academic and sports school.
Spirit. At the beginning of 2022, the Spirit Committee was set a huge task. After 2 years of COVID restrictions, the committee was expected to bring back the fierce Westerford once had. Hitting the ground run, we started out the year by welcoming the grade 8s into our Westerford family. Teaching them cheers and how to do a proper vukani, we ensured that they were imbued with a sense of pride and belonging within their school. We then went on to remind all the older Westerfordians of the cheers they used to so proudly sing at matches. In Westerford's first Spirit Assembly in 2 years, we got the school dancing and singing, being reunited through a shared love for our school.
From that first Spirit Assembly onwards, the school's energy and enthusiasm has just grown and grown. Throughout this year, you were there at every sports match, screaming your hearts out. And when in term 3, we finally got our beloved derby days back, you were all braving the cold and wet weather, answered our call to come help us remind our opponents of what a force we are to be reckoned with. Whether we were winning or losing, you were there singing, "I love my school, oh yeah." This year was meant to be the resurrection of spirit at Westerford. Naturally, at the beginning of the year, we as the committee had many goals. We wanted every sports match to have a crowd of roaring Westerfordians cheering on the sidelines. We wanted loud Vukanis to leave our opponents in awe. We wanted the hallways to be filled with excitement over derby days and sports matches. Most of all, we wanted every pupil here tonight to feel proud to call themselves a Westerfordian. Happily, we stand before you tonight and tell you that, thanks to each and one of you, the Spirit Committee was able to achieve all of these goals. Spirit at Westerford has been reawakened. It is now up to the Spirit Committee of 2023 to keep it alive. No pressure, but don't disappoint. Because although we are leaving, we will remain fully invested in the school. As I'm sure all the matrics will agree, our blood will always be maroon because Tina Siyazalana.
Thank you to the panel for sharing your experiences of leadership this year. We'd also like to thank all the teachers and staff members who put in all their best efforts in helping us lead the school and in guiding us through this year.
As you can see, the leaders have been working round the clock to create new initiatives and creative events. We can definitely say that this has put Westerford on the fast track to reclaiming our title of the school that never sleeps.
Up next, we have Viviana Pearson performing Toccata by Sankan on the piano.
Westford family, and those two musical items were incredible. Thank you, Tristan. Thank you, Viviana. And thank you to the review panel, the people who spoke and reflected on the year. And I think you encapsulated the year fantastically. It's just been an amazing year. It's wonderful to be back in this environment, having a celebration tonight, seeing the gleaming trophies that we've looked at for 2 years in the cupboard and wondering when we'd get them out again. It's nice to know we're putting names back on the trophies, handing out certificates, and things go permanently into the record books. We've got the Testament of Honor to talk about tonight, and it's just wonderful to be here. I remember the last time I stood here, it was 2019, and I had the topic of grit. I used Angela Duckworth's book on grit and resilience, and who knew what was coming a couple of months later, that we would need every ounce of grit to get through the lockdown. And I think COVID was mentioned about 5 or 6 times in the review. I'm not going to mention that word again, and hopefully we won't hear that word for too long, but we've been on a journey as a school, like any other school. And so tonight my reflection is not going to pick up on anything that the pupils spoke about, because they have beautifully covered the things that we've picked up on, the things that we've changed. I think COVID allowed us to have a chance to really look at everything, and by no means are we finished looking and tweaking and moving on. So tonight I felt that it was about a journey that I wanted to speak about and a destination that we're heading to. So I wanted to just hope I've said my thanks to all the pupils. You put a lot of effort into that review, and I think all of you have been involved in the areas that we've spoken about, and I think it's really been a mosaic of activity and wonderful activity throughout the year. So I think tonight what I'd like to reflect on, if I may, for a couple of minutes, is just to look at us as a school and to reflect on where we're going. And so tonight, if I can give it a title, I want to call it Filling the Toolbox, and the toolbox that we are presenting and developing at school. And I have a little piece of equipment here. It's a compass, and I'm going to use that just now. So compass gives us direction, and this compass sits in my office, and I'll refer to it in a minute. So I'm going to put my glasses on, otherwise I can't see my notes at all. My eyes have got worse over the last 3 years. And so I want to say that tonight it's an incredible evening to celebrate, and to celebrate all that has taken place throughout this year. And well done to everyone who's been recognized with some level of award this evening. As a school, we are very proud of you all. Enjoy the moment of being recognized, as I'm sure that during the year, at some point, you felt that you were in the shadows. Now is your time to shine. Matrics and matric parents, our valedictory tomorrow has a tight script. So I'd like this opportunity to say thank you to all of you for all that you've done over the past 5 years for the school. Matrix, it's wonderful to see how many of you are being recognized for those myriad areas of service and high standards set during your time with us. Much of what I want to say tonight is intended for you as you leave us to make your mark in the world. In reflecting on our journey as a school, and as we landmark that journey with awards tonight, I want to reference Donkey in Shrek. Now, I suddenly thought on the way here, maybe that's dating me, and maybe Shrek is something you haven't seen. I do hope you've seen Shrek. Have you seen Shrek? Okay, so you know that moment when Donkey leans forward, they off to find Fiona, and he says, "Are we there yet?" And he gets very irritating because he keeps saying, "Are we there yet?" And so I want to use that term, "Are we there yet?" Because we heard about the changes tonight, we heard about where we are as a school. And so what is this all about? Are we there yet? Where is there? What is our destination or common purpose in this thing called education and day-to-day schooling that you have given so much time and effort to? If you visit me in my office, you will see this genuine compass on my shelf. It was given to me symbolically by someone who encouraged me to keep finding direction and true north that we as a school need to be following. School ultimately provides one with a toolbox that we leave with that needs to be packed for the journey ahead. I don't think that you will remember many of the words spoken in lessons years after leaving home, but in a magically special way, it shapes us for life. The toolbox being then the container forged in fire through all of your experiences in and out of the classroom. So then, prizes and awards are evidence that we are moving and succeeding and setting high academic standards. And yet much of what we desperately need to fill our toolbox with are values and abilities that we do not award any prizes for at school. I was recently at a seminar or workshop where we had a fascinating talk by a company or a person who represents a company that talks around the world on future work. And these are the 10 characteristics that they reckon are important, and this is to fill our toolbox at school. Negotiation, humor, meaning the ability to laugh at yourself, not to crack a joke necessarily, but to laugh at yourself. Critical thinking, focus, stress management, advanced digital fluency, data-driven decision-making, imagination, and communication. All along for the last couple of years, we've been hearing the word STEM at school and how STEM is important, and I don't for a minute want to undo that. It is important, and if you're not too sure what STEM stands for, science, technology, engineering, and maths. And I'm sure tonight when some of the matrics come up, we'll hear of many of them going up to UCT, Stellenbosch, and other varsities and doing just these subjects, because the flame has been set alight at school, and that's fantastic. But STEM has taken on a travelling partner, and I heard this term at the seminar for the first time, and its acronym is HECCI, H-E-C-C-I, and this is also to fill our toolbox at school. H for humanity, E for ethics, C for creativity, another C for compassion, and I for innovation. Future leaders, and I see every one of you, and even those that are streaming online tonight, and I hope the whole school is streaming live, I see every one of you as pupils, as future leaders in our country, will need to frame yourselves not as your job title, but rather a cohesive collection of skills, including all of the above. 70%, it's a figure I've heard, so I can't argue yes or no for this, but 70% of jobs for 2030 have not yet been invented, and neither have their degrees. But these skills mentioned above are being placed front and center for survival in this world, that is rushing towards you. Now, if you've done a talk before and you know you had a fact that you want to put into a talk, here's a little fact that I picked up that I just wanted to work in. So I'll explain afterwards if you're not too sure why I put it in. My wife and I were going through Franschhoek and we went through the perfume museum at the French monument, the Huguenot monument. And there was a little bit of writing underneath one of the exhibits, and it goes like this. Scent has long been considered an acceptable way for both men and women to mask themselves from foul odors. It was even believed for centuries that scent could protect against contagious diseases. Using scent was easier and quicker than regular bathing, which was considered somewhat detrimental to one's health. We now know so much more. And I wonder, we're going to be handing out certificates tonight, and you know that you've been packing some knowledge in, and in fact, if somebody 100 years later looks back on we were put up as a plaque to our knowledge, that's what they knew at the time. Would they laugh at our knowledge? Would they say, what did they know then? And would we look a bit silly? And so, not to put down knowledge, not to put down facts, not to put down feelings about things, but soft skills are timeless. And that's what I want to encourage at Westerford as we go forward. The hard skills, the soft skills. I found out recently that IBM have a mainframe computer called Watson. And Watson is 90% effective in diagnosing medical conditions. But Watson has very little empathy or ability in telling a patient the diagnosis. And so let's never worry that the machines will take over. Our soft skills and all those skills again that I spoke about above, as we acknowledge that we learn facts, we learn the theories of life, those soft skills must be interwoven into what we do in our toolbox. I asked somebody from my year at Westerford, who I reconnected with this past week, we have our reunion coming up quite soon, what he would say to you if he could. He's extremely proud of having been a Westerfordian, and even prouder now that he knows a bit more about the spaces that we are travelling into. Highly successful in his own right, he said, It takes the same amount of time to do something badly as it does to do it well. Therefore, do it well the first time. That's a nugget for our toolbox. According to psychologists, there are 4 various types of intelligences. And you've heard some of these, but I just want to remind us. IQ, EQ, SQ, and AQ. And again, as I look at what we're doing as a school, amidst all the good stuff, the curriculum that we have, we need to be identifying these 4 Qs and working them into what we do. Intelligence, IQ, I think we all know that, but it's the measure of your level of comprehension. You need IQ to solve maths, memorize things, and recall lessons. We need EQ, or emotional quotient. It's the measure of your ability to maintain peace with others, keep to time, be responsible, be honest, respect boundaries, be humble, genuine, and considerate. SQ is social quotient. It's the measure of your ability to build a network of friends and maintain it over a long period of time. And AQ is the adversity quotient, the measure of your ability to go through a rough patch in life and come out of it without losing your mind. When faced with troubles, AQ determines who will give up. Let's get into habits that will improve these 4 Qs. I'd like to know that at Westerford, the aim of our schooling is to develop those 4 Qs in every activity that we have. That's why it's important to be at school. That's why I think our coming back, our celebrating being together, celebrating the life that we've shared, going to a cultural event, going to just being in the hall, just hearing people speak, watching somebody do a card trick on stage and fool me when they did the card trick, which was an amazing thing. For parents, we had one of our multis was an opportunity for pupils to show their skills and their talents. And we had an amazing card trick, we had a ballet dancer. And we're just celebrating the variety of what pupils do. We've had a pupil go to Japan recently and be graded as an international black belt karate expert. We want to celebrate that our pupils are doing so much. So what about, that's the school, but what about looking ahead? Look, what about looking outwards? Our responsibility to community. And so we have societal values and skills that we need to pick up as well. And I enjoyed a quote by an author who I would like to get him to come address us at some point. He writes for the Daily Maverick, Ishmael Lagodin. And he writes the following. He says, perhaps one of our failures of a democratic South Africa is that we did not instill early enough a culture of common destiny and the common good in communities and societies. Perhaps the idea of the common good and common destiny were washed away in the rush to become wealthy. The need exists to recognize achievement, and that's what we're doing tonight, and not diminish everyone to becoming a winner, as some people are doing in the world. We're too scared to acknowledge others above others due to achievements. But at the same time, the idea of common destiny and common good must underlie all we do at Westerford. We want all of you to succeed. So, let's help each other fill these toolboxes. I have that picture of people going, remember MasterChef, when they get that shopping basket and they run and they're picking the ingredients that they're going to have. It's almost a bit of a war. And the last cabbage goes this way and the last potato goes that way. In a sense, we're all here to help each other fill those toolboxes. I don't want anybody leaving Westerford with an empty toolbox. What you produce here, these soft skills that we work on, the hard skills, let's all help each other towards that common goal and that common destiny. So let's help each other, and let's, like that compass in my office reminds me, I look and I think, what direction are we taking as a school? You help me, staff are helping, parents, we appreciate your input, and as a result of that, I want to read to you, to finish, our newly minted vision for Westerford. The SGB have just worked it through recently. It will be on our website, and I think it encapsulates much of what we want to do. No statement ever puts in writing exactly who we are, what we are. We are far bigger than a statement. But I'd like to finish with this because this is going to work its way through into our life at school. And so it goes like this. At Westerford, we pursue a culture of diversity and shared belonging with an ongoing commitment to transformation. We are committed to a holistic education that leads our learners towards excellence and inspires socially conscious, ethical, and resilient individuals. who contribute meaningfully to society. And so to go back to Shrek, are we there yet? Are we there yet? And to answer Donkey, who asked that question at the back, not yet. But we are moving, we are heading, I think, in the right direction. Thank you. The orchestra is now going to lead us as we stand and sing the school song. To induct our new leaders for 2023. The names have all been announced. You've seen it in the newsletter, but this is our official handing over. We leave valediction tomorrow to say goodbye to the matrics, and so we've pulled the leadership induction into tonight, and it's the official handing over. So I want to thank the outgoing leaders for their role that they played, an amazing role of just pioneering the new leadership structure, as you heard, and tonight we are going to induct our new leaders. So I'm going to read out the full list of leaders and their title or their position, the job that they're going to perform. They're going to stand and face us, and at the end we will applaud them, and then we're going to take the pledge of office with them together. So as I read out from the top, Vita Sawula, head leader. Nokutenda Tabede, head leader. Dimakatso Malefe, SGB representative. Caleb Thomas, SGB representative. Nazia Ali, academic portfolio leader. I'm going to drop the word leader. We know they're all leaders, so I'm going to just do the title. Amanda Sabata, academic portfolio. Abdul Rahman Khan, community portfolio. Hannah Rademeyer, community portfolio. Danai Dagan, creative lab. Zadie Stevens, creative lab. Tanatswa Wande, culture. Mika Khan, culture. Timothy Evertson, holistic growth. Aria Pillay, holistic growth. Jordan Orenz, mentor. Sarah Mitchell, mentor. Wandile Mklube, mentor. Gugu Nkambule, mentor. Kai Scott, mentor. Amy van der Merwe, mentor. Fayyad Blake, service. Zara Van Zyl Singer, service. Kewan Johnson, spirit. Mhlali Mateta, spirit. Shana Carolison, sport. Dachlan Collier, sport. Jessica Barrett, transformation. Simbarashi Kikoche, transformation. Ayat Laku, transformation. Zahra Hamid, transformation. And the new mentor group leaders, Anna Beckett, Bayan Beradin, Damon Cole, Rachel Saliers, Liam Coleman, Caroline Kress, Nuha Daniels, Alia Dyson, Leah Engelson Ishmael, Llewellyn Ferryman, Kate George, Talia Goodman, Tara Heathcote Marks, Jaden Hemro, Roxy Hoekstra, Asha Hyde, Tazkia Ishmael, Yusuf Kafar, Puase Opportuni, Isabella Patterson-Jones, Viviana Pearson, Mihir Ranjit, Ben Rudolph, Hannah Rylands, Taya Thornton, Pamela Ntitsa, Jake van Veen, Katie von Stein, Daniel Voss, Jesse Wolf, Matteo Zena. Let's give them a round of applause. We are now going to repeat the leadership pledge. We're going to go line by line. They'll repeat it, and that's the pledge for the year ahead. I promise to do my best to live up to the high office of pupil leader. To put service before self. To observe the rules of fair play. Without bias or favoritism. To be fearless in the face of opposition or unpopularity. When I know that my actions are upright and just. And by doing so, to uphold the honour of Westerford. Thank you. You may be seated. We have a wonderful book at Westerford called The Testament of Honour, and it records the history of anybody who has been awarded honours. And so it's a wonderful book to use tonight and to hold. And the history behind it goes like this. In 1966, the founder principal of Westerford, the late Noel Taylor, planted a kierboom as a tribute to the countless unhonoured Westerfordians in grateful remembrance of devoted service rendered to their school without expectation of recognition or praise. In memory of Noel Taylor, the next principal, Dr. John Gibbon, instituted the Testament of Honour, which enshrines the same tribute to the young people who passed through the school. I will now call on the names of the pupils whose names were added to the Testament of Honour this year to stand and face the audience as their names are read. Shuaib Bandurka. Let me just read backwards. The following pupils were awarded academic honours for attaining an aggregate of 85% or higher in their grade 12 results this year. Okay, Shuaib Bandurka, Megan Boerlager, Robin Barnett-Harris, Emily Bryson, Razmi Chetty, Mikhail Christodoulidis, Aliyah Dalby, Siobhan Durr, Alia Ibrahim, William Everett, Natalia Forbes, Isabella Goodwin, Chiamaka Efemedebe, Jiung Jane, Hallie Locke, Francisca Malherbe, Ben Mallinson, Inga Meyer, Sophia Moultrie, Kai Nesbitt, Tariq Parker, Tristan Phillips, Seth Ravat, Laurent Russell, Marguerite Rutman, Alex Sinclair Smith, Chloe Taylor, Emma White, Georgia White, Olivia Wild, Katja Wood. We'll applaud right at the end. The following pupils were awarded academic honours for obtaining an aggregate of 85% or higher for their end of grade 11 results. So they're currently in grade 12, and there'll be an overlap of some names, but we mentioned it again as they managed to achieve that twice. Robin Barnett-Harris, Megan Boerlager, Emily Bryson, Mikhail Christodoulidis, Aliyah Dalby, Siobhan Durr, Aliyah Ibrahim, William Everett, Natalia Forbes, Isabella Goodwin, Chiamaka Efemedebe, Jiung Jang, Hallie Locke, Ben Mallinson, Inga Meyer, Kai Nesbitt, Tariq Parker, Tristan Phillips, Hannah Georgia Brzezinski, Seth Rabat, Laurent Russell, Marguerite Rutman, Alex Sinclair Smith, Chloe Taylor, Nina Walsh, Georgia White, Eli Zulka. The following pupils were awarded academic honours for obtaining an aggregate of 85% or higher for their end of grade 10 results last year. Noah Adams, Jordan Orens, Damon Cole, Caroline Kress, Amy Rose Demerol, Keegan Jabir, Bronte Dimakatso Malefe, Darcy Weverhunt, Viviana Pearson, Hannah Rees, Ben Rudolph, Charlie Starkey, Victor van Aswegen, Amy van der Merwe, Stelina van Hastien, Matteo Zena. And the following pupils were awarded sports honours for their sporting achievements and excellent sportsmanship. Yusra Ishmael for basketball, Awam Mbewu, basketball, Samilo Chuma, basketball, Keegan Jabir, chess, Irshad Ali, cricket, Dakhlan Collier, cricket, Nicholas Lombard, cricket, Hallie Locke, hockey, Katja Wood, hockey, Leo James, hockey, Serena Tarantillo, hockey, Hallie Locke, indoor hockey, Katja Wood, indoor hockey, Shana Karolison, netball, Imad Hassan, rugby, Sarah Mitchell, touch rugby, Mackenzie Clifton, water polo, Emma Mark, water polo, and Rafaela Moores, water polo. The following pupils were awarded cultural and service honours this year for their outstanding commitment to and participation in the cultural and service life of the school. Katja Wood, Afrikaans Club, Rania Arendt, audio visual, Angelica Lenders, audio visual, Inga Meyer, Bon Cuisine, Karis Barnes, Christian Union, Jared Morkel, Christian Union, Klein Nesbitt, Click Club, Ella Norton, Click Club, Zahara Funzel Singer, Click Club, Jared Morkel, drama, Devin Reed, drama, Amy Rose Damerel, equal education, Quinn Connolly, film crew, Jake Marsden, film crew. Dylan Matthews for service to film crew. Dylan is busy upstairs, currently streaming this evening online, so he's upstairs. Madeleine Gibbons, first aid. Jiyoung Jang, first aid. Adam Tommy, first aid. Sanala Ponlonda, history and current affairs. Razmi Chetty, interact. Marguerite Ratman, library. Mila Starling, library. Paige Voges, for service to music, art and dance. Isabella Goodwin, music ensemble. Jiyoung Jang, music ensemble. Tristan Phillips, music ensemble. Anna Pula, music ensemble. Reese Swart, music ensemble. Michaela Ellis, speaker circle. And Jack Saunders, speaker circle. And our final names are the following pupils who were awarded music honours this year for their achievement in music. Emma Henschel, Daniel Hutton, Viviana Pearson, Marguerite Ratman. Please join me in applauding these outstanding young people. I'd like to call the outgoing and the incoming head leaders to come join me on the stage. I'm going to hand over, the official handing over the leadership.
On behalf of the Westerford Matriculation Class of 2022, we hand the Testament of Honour to you as representatives of the incoming senior class.
And ask you and your fellow pupils to maintain and enhance the tradition it symbolizes of nothing but your best.
As representatives of the incoming seniors of the school, we accept this testament of honor from the matrics of 2022 and promise to challenge the pupils of Westerford in 2023 to enhance the traditions it symbolizes.
This book is dedicated to all those who have loyally and faithfully given of their best to establish a tradition of honor and distinction in the school.
Let's give them a round of applause for that. I'm now going to invite Mr. Geordie to call the prize winners on stage to receive their awards and to ask Dr. Solange Rosa, as Chair of the SGB, to present the awards and prizes to the pupils.
Good evening, everyone. It is a great privilege and pleasure this evening to be in my position and to take us through the giving of awards. As you will notice from your program, there are four main categories into which the awards fall. So firstly, we have sports awards, then general awards, then academic and subject diplomas, right, and then we finish off with major awards at the end. I'll just remind the recipients to come up in good time and to wait at the bottom of the stairs there, and also remind people that the photographer is seated over there. All right, let us begin. The 1991 Matric Basketball Trophy for the Most Improved Senior Player goes to Zara Musaji. The Kettlersville Basketball Trophy for the Most Valuable Senior Player goes to Owam Mbewu. Owam will be studying psychology and philosophy next year. The Berman Boys Basketball Trophy for the Most Improved Player is awarded to Edward Chen. The Boys Basketball Trophy for the Most Valuable Player is awarded to Samilo Chuma. Samilo will be studying computer science at UCT next year. The Westerford Chess Trophy for the Best Junior Player is awarded to Kian Goliath. And the Westerford Chess Trophy for the Best Senior Player is awarded to Keegan Joubert. The Northcote Cricket Trophy for the Best Junior Player goes to Jaden Singh. And the Purcell Cricket Trophy for the Best Senior Player is awarded to Urshad Ali. Urshad will be studying a BSc in Water and Environmental Science at UWC next year. The Lawson Trophy for Service and Commitment to Cross Country is shared this year, and it is awarded to Abigail Webster and Francisca Malherbe. Abigail will be studying architecture or civil engineering next year, and Francisca will be studying chemical engineering at UCT. The Ross Munro Girls Hockey Trophy for the best junior player is awarded to Saskia Wood. And the Shearer Girls Hockey Trophy for the best senior player goes to Hallie Locke, who will be taking a gap year while working as a teaching assistant in Scotland next year. The Dane Turner Trophy for the most valuable under-16 boys hockey player is awarded to Max Saliers. And the boys hockey trophy for the most improved senior player goes to Thomas Higgins. Thomas will be taking a gap year in 2023. The Jubilee Boys Hockey Trophy for the best senior player goes to Leo James, who will be studying business science at UCT next year. The Pickup Trophy for girls indoor hockey for the most improved senior player goes to Katja Wood, who will be studying a BSc in computer science at Stellenbosch University next year. The Sieberts Netball Trophy for the best junior player is awarded to Onika Tabaka. And the Dan Hauser Netball Trophy for the best senior player is awarded to Shana Karalison. The Rugby Trophy for the best junior player goes to Fraser MacDonald. And the Bryce Rugby Trophy for the best senior player is awarded to Imad Hassan. The Girls Soccer Trophy for the most valuable player goes to Kirsty Evard. The Boys Soccer Trophy for the best senior player is awarded to Voyisa Mpahlwa, who will be studying sports science at Stellenbosch University next year. The Girls Squash Trophy for the best junior player is awarded to Sarah McLeod. And the Southern Life Girls Squash Trophy for the best senior player is awarded to Zara Hind. The Boys Squash Trophy for the best junior player goes to Jack DeVette. And the Twine Boys Squash Trophy for the best senior player is awarded to Dylan Azevedo. The Shapiro Table Tennis Trophy for the winner of the school championships is awarded to Colby Fredericks. The Tar Girls Tennis Trophy for the best junior player goes to Ketiwe Mashologo. The next award is shared. There are two winners for the Suter Girls Tennis Trophy for the best senior player. This year it is shared between Gemma Schwendinger and Tara Heathcote Marks. Gemma will be studying makeup artistry at the Cole Academy next year. The Gilman Boys Tennis Trophy for the best junior player is awarded to Cameron De Freitas. And the Frank Spector Boys Tennis Trophy for the best senior player is awarded to Nathaniel Stephen. The Thunderbolt Water Polo Trophy for the most improved junior player goes to Saskia Wood. And the Keble Water Polo Trophy for the most promising under 15 player, Nicholas Duplessis. The Big Skills Water Polo Trophy for the best senior player is awarded to Emma Mark, who will be studying sports science at Stellenbosch next year. And the Ron Taylor Boys Water Polo Trophy for the best senior player goes to Leo James. Congratulations to all the winners of the Sport Awards. We'll now be moving on to the general category, so if you can get ready please. We begin with the Library Reading Prize for the most books borrowed and read, which goes to Mila Starling, who will be studying a BSc in Data Science at Stellenbosch University next year. The Noel Taylor Senior Public Speaking Trophy is awarded to Jack Saunders, who will be studying a BSc in Biochemistry at UCT next year. It was a tough competition at the intermediate level, and the Rumble Intermediate Public Speaking Trophy is shared this year between Jenna Boerlager and Ronan Lewis. The Lewis Junior Public Speaking Trophy goes to Gabrielle Kreif. Inteto Elungui Selelweyo Trophy for Prepared Speech Senior Award is awarded to Sinalo Kononda. Sinalo will be studying law at UWC next year. The Inteto Elungi Selelweyo Trophy for Prepared Speech Middle Award goes to Litemba Arosi. And the Inteto Elungi Selelweyo Trophy for Prepared Speech Junior Award is awarded to Liko Mbaka. Switching languages, the Ben Conradi Beker for die beste senior spreker goes to Katja Wood. And the Morkel Beker for die beste graad 10 spreker goes to Thomas Wieger. Heidenreich beker vir die beste junior spreker is awarded to Mia Engelbrecht. The Ivor Roberts Senior Art Trophy for the top senior artist is awarded this year to Susie Bayer, who will be studying BA Fashion Design at Fedisa Fashion School in 2023. I believe the next recipient may be absent, but we can give a round of applause in any case. The Graham Ivy Junior Art Trophy for the top junior artist is awarded to Mila Blaine. The Clyburg Junior Mathematics Trophy for the top junior mathematician is awarded to Ellen Grant-Smith. And the Hersov Trophy for Progress in Music goes to Matthew Keswell, who will be studying a BA in Music and Music Technology next year. Staying with music, the next award is shared this year. The Rennie Music Trophy for dedication and service to music is awarded to Anna Pula, who will be studying music at UCT next year, and Reese Swart, who will also be studying at UCT next year. The Festival Trophy for Drama is awarded to Devon Reed, who will be studying a BA degree at UCT next year. And the Goldblatt Trophy for Characterization is awarded to Jared Morkel, who will be studying business science at UCT next year. The Toy Trophy for Community Service goes to Razmi Chetty. Razmi will be taking a gap year working as a teaching assistant at a school in Australia next year. We now come to several awards that have the same title, so I probably won't read out the name of the award each time. Our first recipient of the Leadership Award for Excellence in a Pupil Leadership Portfolio goes to Manzimbu Bidunga. Manzi will be studying dentistry at the University of the Western Cape. Another award, Leadership Award for Excellence in a Pupil Leadership Portfolio, goes to Amy Chambers, who will be taking a gap year working at a boarding house in Australia. A similar award for excellence in pupil leadership goes to Ji-Yun Jang, who will be studying medicine at the University of Witwatersrand next year. Also commended for their excellence in a pupil leadership portfolio. Next we have Hallie Locke. And our next recipient for the Leadership Award for Excellence goes to Batrine Martin, who will be studying biokinetics at the University of Johannesburg next year. Leadership Award for Excellence in a Pupil Leadership Portfolio goes to Owam Mbewu. Our next recipient for an award for excellence in a pupil leadership portfolio goes to Hannah Georgia Przonsky, who will be studying accounting at UCT. Leadership Award for Excellence in a Pupil Leadership Portfolio, Sinalo Kononda. And our final Leadership Award for Excellence in a Pupil Leadership Portfolio, Tana Simon, who will be studying dentistry at UWC. That brings us to the end of the general awards, and we will now move on to the academic subject diplomas, beginning with the grade 8. So if they can move forward, please. These awards are given to the top performers in each subject. The prize for arts and culture is shared. We have two recipients, Jordan Powell and Skylar Lowe. The award for dramatic arts, Emily Mayring. For English Home Language, Olivia van Skalkwyk. For isiXhosa First Additional Language, Onika Kabaka. The prize for music goes to Luke Starmer. Next, we have an award for being placed in the top 3 in grade 8. That goes to Olivia Dunbar. Then the prizes for physical sciences, visual arts, and a place in the top 3 in grade 8, Safa Fakir. And then scooping the remaining awards here, Afrikaans Eerste Additionele Taal, Geography, History, isiXhosa Second Additional Language, Life Orientation, Life Sciences, Mathematics, Technology, and top 3 in grade 8, Ben Marie. On to grade 9. The prize for Afrikaans Eerste Additionele Taal, Mia Engelbrecht. For Dramatic Arts, Eleni Viljoen. The award for Economic and Management Sciences is shared this year by Niaz Kasim and Anna van Wyk. First place in French Second Additional Language, Kapanda Kambala. The prize for Geography goes to Julia Bull. And for History, the recipient is Molly Pegg. Also, First Additional Language, Liko Mbaka. next recipient may be absent. The winner of the prize for Xhosa second additional language, Latita Dadamasi. Prize for Italian second additional language, Ella Potrita. For mathematics, we have Fraser MacDonald. For Xhosa second additional language and physical sciences, Taryn Barnes. For arts and culture, life sciences, and a place in the top 3 in grade 9, Jodie Mark. The next recipient is absent, but certainly deserves a good round of applause for this group of awards. For Italian second additional language, life sciences, music, and a place in the top 3 in grade 9, Alexander McIver. And then English home language, life orientation, life sciences, visual art, and a place in the top 3 in grade 9, Gina Ivey. Right, and that brings us to grade 10. The prize for accounting, Chidi Ifemedebe. For information technology, Jonathan Owens. For Xhosa first additional language, Inga Mlengwa. And for Italian second additional language, Alexis Ballington. The certificate for mathematical literacy goes to Jordan Kannemeyer. And we have 2 recipients for the Music Award that goes to Emma Henschel and Torin Adamson. The prizes for history and life orientation go to Lily Callahan. For Xhosa second additional language and visual arts, Jazz Zaks. For French second additional language and a place in the top 3 in grade 10, Christina Papavlachopoulou. For Xhosa second additional language, mathematics, and a place in the top 3 in grade 10, Lily Whitmore-Nell. And then scooping up the rest, Afrikaans Eerste additional taal, English home language, further studies mathematics, geography, life sciences, physical sciences, and a place in the top 3 in grade 10, Jenna Boerland. Which brings us to grade 11. The award for French second additional language, Casper Lax. Further Studies, Mathematics, Caroline Kress. The prize for Information Technology goes to both Damon Carl and Tate Evans. The award for Xhosa First Additional Language, Lita Sawula. And for Xhosa Second Additional Language, Abiwe Dlaku. Italian Second Additional Language, Matteo Zaina. The prize for life orientation goes to Tara Heathcote Marks. For mathematical literacy, Kiana Arensa. For mathematics, Noah Adams. We were privileged to hear her beautiful piano performance earlier this evening. The prize for music goes to Viviana Pearson. Certificates for English Home Language and History go to Amy van der Merwe. Geography and Life Orientation, Amy Rose Damrell. Life Sciences and a place in the top 3 in grade 11, Ben Rudolph. Physical Sciences, Visual Arts and top 3 in grade 11, Darcy Overhand. Accounting, Afrikaans Eerste Additionele Taal, Life Sciences and top 3 in grade 11, Bronte Molefe. Which brings us to grade 12. The prize for Afrikaans Eerste Additionele Taal, Katja Wood. For English Home Language, Ji-Yun Jang. The award for history goes to Natalia Forbes, who will be studying a BSc in biochemistry and genetics at UCT. The prize for Xhosa First Additional Language is awarded to Boitumelo Ndude, who will be studying a BA Accounting at UCT next year. The award for Xhosa Second Additional Language is shared. It goes to both Kanyisile Matanda and Luto Mklishe, who will, Kanyisile will be studying chemical engineering at Stellenbosch next year, and Luto will be studying audiology at UCT next year. prize for Italian second additional language goes to Serena Tarantello. Serena will be studying architecture or business science at UCT next year. For life orientation, the recipient is Chiamaka Ifemedebe, who will be studying law at the University of the Witwatersrand or UCT next year. For mathematical literacy, the recipient is Emma White, who will be studying a BA in Development and Environment at Stellenbosch University next year. The winner of the prize for music is Mikhail Christodoulides. Mikhail will be studying mathematics and computer science at UCT next year. The Price Waterhouse Award for the highest marks in both mathematics and accounting goes to Robin Barnett Harris, who will be studying law at UCT next year. For visual arts, our recipient is Chloe Taylor, who will be taking a gap year working on super yachts in the Mediterranean next year. The prize for accounting and the Ernst & Young Award for highest marks in accounting in the September examinations goes to Alia Delvey, who will be studying medicine or a BSc genetics at Stellenbosch University next year. The prizes for English home language, life sciences, and a place in the top 3 in grade 12, Inge Meyer. Inge will be doing a gap year, taking a gap year at least, doing an internship in the film industry next year. Then the prizes for information technology, mathematics, physical science, and the Van Vlaanderen Trophy, which I'll explain in a moment, go to Tristan Phillips. But the Van Vlaanderen Trophy is shared. So I'm going to, Tristan, after you've received these, if you can just wait on the steps and then we'll call you back up. Okay, so Tristan. And Tristan will be studying computer science at UCT next year. Then the prizes for geography, mathematics, the Field Scholarship Trophy for the highest aggregate in the September examinations, and a place in the top 3 in grade 12, Megan Boerlaar. Megan will be studying medicine next year. All right, and then scooping up the remaining ones, and sharing in the Van Vlaanderen Trophy, but we'll do the Van Vlaanderen Trophy afterwards. So first of all, okay, for Afrikaans eerste additionele taal, for French second additional language, for further studies mathematics and life sciences, Tariq Parker. Okay, so Tariq, what I failed to mention there is that he also placed, quite obviously, in the top 3 in grade 12. And Tariq will be studying medicine at UCT next year. Now, the joint recipients, okay, of the Van Vlaanderen Trophy for the highest marks in mathematics and science in the September examinations are Tristan Phillips and Tariq Parker. Right, and that brings us to the major awards. Now, for the major awards, there is the recipients don't know who they are. They're going to find out in the next few minutes. And for each award, there is a citation. So I would suggest that when you hear the name of the recipient, you give that person a round of applause. That person will make their way forward and come up onto the stage and stand over here next to Dr. Rosa. Okay, and then I'm going to read out the citation, and then you can give another round of applause after that. Okay, and I do ask you for your patience through this. There is going to be quite a lot of reading, but it's good reading. Because we are giving praise and acknowledgement to our highest achievers. So let's do that. All right, we're going to begin with Head Leaders Awards, and these are in recognition of their excellent leadership contribution, and they go to each of our 4 head leaders. So I'm going to begin with Razmi Chetty. Razmi, if you can come up, please. So, humble, gracious, ever positive, and a leader of note, Razmi has served the school remarkably well. She leads by example, never seeking any limelight, drawing all at Westerford to her with her sincere, thoughtful, and kind disposition. Razmi is highly respected by her teachers and her peers. She has strong morals and values, a pupil of integrity who treats everyone equally and with the utmost respect. Razmi has been a true ambassador for our school. Being involved in all spheres at our school, sport, culture, academics, and social outreach, Razmi has shown her versatility as a leader. As one of our head leaders, an academic top achiever, and as chairperson of Interact, she has proved that through hard work and commitment, any goal can be achieved. Razmi has shown since grade 8 that she attends Westerford not only to learn, but to serve as well. Every task she has been assigned, she has completed timeously and with the commitment and attention to detail required. Razmi Chetty, humble servant of Westerford, is the most worthy recipient of the Head Leader Award. Our next recipient, Vizo Ndwaga, will you step forward, please? Since his grade 8 year, Vizo has always been in a leadership position. This remarkable young man has all the attributes of an excellent leader. He leads by example, is humble, and is an exemplary role model who is highly respected by his teachers and his peers. Vizo holds to firm values. He is a person of integrity who treats everyone equally and with the utmost respect. Intelligent, considerate, and always polite, he is able to engage on any level and has been an outstanding ambassador for Westerford. He has immersed himself in all that Westerford has to offer and has never shied away from hard work. His commitment and dedication has been evident in all of the spheres in which he has involved himself. The Siakanya Choir, rugby, Pupil of Colour Forum, to name but a few, as well as in his position as one of the committee members tasked with the formulation of Westerford's transformation, anti-racism, diversity and inclusivity policies, and its vision plan. In this last mentioned committee, he played an integral part. Vizo Ndwaga is indeed a worthy recipient of this leadership award. The next Head Leader Award, Inga Meyer. Inga is an exceptional young woman. Self-assured yet gracious, she has been an exemplary leader in many spheres. Arriving in grade 8 with a blazer far too big and a smile even bigger, she was destined for great things. Participating in indoor hockey, road running, cross country and netball, she displayed initiative, commitment and accountability. As a member of the Afrikaans Club, of the choir, of First Aid and as chairperson of Bon Cuisine, she handled her responsibilities in a conscientious, mature and reliable manner, always remaining calm and focused, a true role model to others willing to go the extra mile. Thoughtful, caring and capable of inspiring others with her good-natured enthusiasm, she was an effective and successful director and practice coordinator of cabaret. She achieved academic honours in 2020, 21 and 22, and in music completed her grade 4 Royal School's piano examinations with distinction in 2021. Despite her busy schedule, she found time to complete the President's Award, and she signed up to tutor at Axiom Education in the June holidays on the school's annual Eastern Cape Zitulele outreach. Inga has served on the school governing body as grade 12 representative. Articulate and independent, she offered meaningful observations and insight, always eager to help, seeing no task as too small or too big. Highly respected by her teachers and her peers, she has high moral standards and solid values. She has pursued her goals unwaveringly, never seeking the limelight. This model pupil, whose integrity has been beyond reproach, has been an asset and credit to her school. She epitomizes the spirit of the Westerford motto, nothing but your best. Inga Meyer is a most worthy recipient of the Head Leader Award. And the fourth recipient, Tristan Phillips. Tristan Phillips is a young man who has made outstanding contributions in many avenues of Westford school life. An excellent trumpet player, as we heard earlier, he has made a lasting impression through his love of music. For 2 years he served as chairperson of the Big Band Committee and as a committee member of both the orchestra and the concert band. He has also been a member of the marimba band, the brass ensemble, and outside of school, the Cape Philharmonic Youth Wind Ensemble. His tremendous involvement in music culminated in a Service to Music award this year. In the Kaapse Afrikaanse Eisteddfod, he recently won a silver and a gold medal and was invited to perform at the Prestige concert. Tristan is also a driven water polo player who has always enjoyed his time in the pool. He played goalie for the first team and never showed his frustration if the opposition scored a goal or when the team lost. A cheerful, helpful and very reliable player, he was awarded colours for water polo. Very service-minded, Tristan gave up a week of his June holiday this year to work as a tutor on the school's annual Zitulele outreach in the Eastern Cape. As a head leader, he has served efficiently on the school governing body. He is calm, organised, and not afraid to speak up when something needs to be clarified or challenged. Insightful and confident, Tristan always considers others when making a decision. His demeanour is a friendly one, and he is blessed with excellent interpersonal skills. Academically, Tristan is intelligent and fully committed to his studies. Not surprisingly, he has been a recipient of an Academic Honours Award for the last 3 years. This fine young man, Tristan Phillips, is a deserving recipient of the Head Leaders Award. Right, this brings us to the Stephen de Groot Trophy for musical performance. And I imagine it is no surprise that this goes to Viviana Pearson. Viviana is an exceptionally talented and accomplished musician. She plays 3 instruments, the piano, flute, and more recently the cello. She performs regularly at Westford concerts and is a loyal and enthusiastic member of the school orchestra. As a pianist, she has made a name for herself far beyond the gates of Westerford. She has regularly been in the final round of all the big competitions in South Africa and recently won the piano section of the prestigious Johann Voss competition. She has played both flute and piano in the Franschhoek Chamber Music Workshop and the Stellenbosch International Chamber Music Festival. Viviana has won numerous prizes, medals and accolades at localized Stedfords and has performed as a soloist with the Hugo Lambrechts Symphony Orchestra and twice with the Cape Philharmonic Orchestra. She is one of only 2 Westerford pupils in over 20 years who has been a soloist with a professional orchestra. Viviana Pearson is a worthy winner of the 2022 Stephen de Groote Award. The 1979 Matric Sportsman of the Year trophy. Okay, that does not mean that the recipient excelled in 1979. The Sportsman of the Year trophy goes to Imtiaz Ali. Imtiaz has been a stalwart of the Westford First 11 cricket side. He is a wicket keeper of note and also a batsman of great strength and stamina with a strike rate of 112. Imtiaz was one of a few who could strike the cricket ball far beyond the boundary rope with ease. In addition to being a big hitter, he was also a calm anchor for his fellow batsmen. Off the pitch, he played a key role in maintaining the team's morale even in the face of defeat. As a batsman, his top score was 80. As wicket-keeper, he was consistent and reliable behind the stumps, taking 15 catches and giving his bowlers peace of mind. For all of these reasons, he was a deserved recipient of a Colours Award for cricket. In the winter season, Imtiaz was an exceptional captain of the first rugby team, building a culture in Westerford rugby that has made up for the 2 years lost to COVID. Over his rugby playing years, he has embodied the spirit and ethos of Westerford rugby. He is a big, abrasive centre who was effective in crashing the ball up the middle of the field and drawing in multiple defenders in the process. His silky ball skills and his understanding of the game meant that he was not a one-dimensional player. He could change from being a battering ram to an elegant conductor of the game. He possesses a deceptive turn of pace, quick feet, and a crisp pass combined with a big boot out of hand. His versatility meant that he could play fly half or centre and did both with aplomb. On defence, he would meet his opposite number with urgency and create a positive hit. His attitude on the field brought out the best in his teammates. He was the top point scorer for the first rugby team this year and received a Colours Award for rugby. Imtiaz Ali is a more than capable sportsman and a worthy winner of the Sportsman of the Year. The H.O. de Villiers Sportswoman of the Year trophy is awarded to Katja Wood. Over her years at Westford, Katja has proved herself to be an accomplished sportsperson in a few areas. She has played first-team outdoor and indoor hockey since grade 8 and first-team basketball since grade 10. In outdoor hockey, Katja worked hard this season, determined to make her mark at the back. She enabled her team to play with confidence as they took on extremely strong opposition. She pushed herself to improve with each game. She also fulfilled her role of captaining the team well, always communicating effectively on and off the field. She is a skilled goalkeeper who has natural instincts for defending the goals and was willing to work on areas that did not come naturally to her. She showed resilience each week, coming back to training after many defeats, always wanting to work harder and understanding the need to improve. In indoor hockey, Katja was an exceptional goalkeeper during the season. She consistently dominated our circle area, closing down opposition space when they were attempting to get shots on goal and making excellent saves from short corners. Her understanding of the space around the goal meant that she covered the most important angles and knew when to stay on her line and when to come out to pressurize the opposition. She brought a positive work ethic to practices and matches, and her imposing presence in the goals enabled her teammates to play with greater confidence. In basketball, she has been one of the most dedicated players we have ever had. She sets an exemplary standard for others, both on and off the court. Her never say die attitude and coachability means she has never looked out of place at first team level. The fact that she is still committed to the first team at a time when she is soon to start writing her final exams is indicative of her passion for and love of the sport. In addition to playing 3 sports, it needs to be mentioned that Katja has also given her services as a scorer in basketball, where her diligence and efficiency has been appreciated. Katja Wood is indeed a worthy winner of the Sportswoman of the Year award. The Ken Beck Trophy for Service to Sport is shared this year, and I would like both recipients to come up onto the stage together and stand here together, and then I'll read out their citations, first the one and then the other. So the Ken Beck Trophy for Service to Sport goes to Madeleine Gibbons and Adam Tommy. Madeleine, or Maddie, has made a valuable contribution to sport in a variety of ways during her years at Westford. She is a talented and skilled sportswoman who has been involved in outdoor hockey and indoor hockey and has played first team soccer since grade 9. She is dedicated and conscientious, ensuring that she gives of her best in all spheres. As a member of the First Aid Committee for the past 3 years and chairperson this year, Maddie has contributed to sport at Westerford in an exceptional manner. She has proven her worth by being extremely organized, responsible, and reliable. She takes initiative and is committed to everything she does. Passionate, energetic, and enthusiastic, she has served Westerford admirably both on and off the sports field and has been a positive role model to others. Maddie Gibbons's outstanding characteristics and valuable contributions make her a worthy recipient of the 2022 Ken Beck Trophy for Service to Sport. I mustn't forget at this point to mention what people are doing next year. Madeleine will be studying interior design at Design Time next year. Our other equally worthy recipient is Adam Tommy. A quiet and humble person, Adam has been extremely active in upholding the excellence that first aid brings to service at Westford. He has spent many hours on the side of the sports field this year alone to ensure that there is always first aid cover. The calm, patient, and competent manner in which he has dealt with some difficult sports injuries has been particularly appreciated. Forever caring and cheerful despite the many demands on his time, Adam is a fine example of what it is to be committed to the service of others without drawing attention to himself. He has proven himself to be reliable, innovative, well-organized, and loyal. Always optimistic, willing to help, and enthusiastically involved wherever possible, he has handled his role in a responsible way and is a person others look up to. Adam's outstanding characteristics and valuable contributions make him a worthy recipient of the 2022 Ken Beck Trophy for Service to Sport. Campbell Rates Award for Best Contribution to Culture at Westford goes to Devon Reed. Devon is an energetic person whose enthusiasm for the performing arts has been infectious and inspirational since he arrived at Westford. He has been a part of the dramatic scene at the school since he arrived in grade 8. It is his directing skills through which he truly shines, with his considerable ability in bringing any character to life. In 2019, he wrote and directed the hilarious one-act play Mission Improbable. And in 2021, the audience was once again delighted by his comedic talent in Mission Improbable Pact. Both plays were extremely well received, winning awards for Best Sound, Best One-Liner, and most impressively, Best Script. His directing gifts are not only reserved for comedies. He has also steered 2 casts of pupils through the depths of Shakespeare's King Lear in 2021 and The Tempest in 2022. Devon has a rare ability to draw people in with his exuberant energy. Even during late-night rehearsals, he has always remained true to his warm and cheery self, exemplifying everything that a Westford pupil should be. He is an extremely talented director who has shown outstanding dedication throughout his years of involvement in drama at Westford. It is for these reasons Devon Reed is seen as a worthy recipient of the Campbell Rates Award for Contribution to Culture. The H.O. de Villiers Trophy for Service to Westford is awarded to Marguerite Rutman. If you think of efficient service with a smile, Marguerite immediately springs to mind. She is one of those rare people who does not mind doing the quiet behind-the-scenes work. A no-nonsense, incredibly efficient, just get the job done kind of person who doesn't expect recognition or reward. She has poured her heart and soul into every area of responsibility and has taken great care to ensure she completes each task to the best of her ability. Marguerite has served capably in a number of leadership positions: Vice Chairperson of the Concert Band Committee, Co-Chairperson of the English Society, and Chairperson of the Library Committee. Intuitive and possessing excellent organizational skills, she has led meetings with ease, involving all members and delegating to the strengths of each of her committee members. As chairperson of the Library Committee, in particular, she spearheaded various initiatives, motivated her committee, and was central to the cheerful and positive atmosphere within the committee and in the library in general. As well as being an asset to the orchestra, she was also a reliable and committed member of a number of netball and basketball teams over the years, where her helpfulness and positive approach was appreciated by her coaches and managers. Marguerite is quick to offer help, eager to be involved where she is needed, and diligent, passionate, and compassionate in her approach. Marguerite Rutman is the epitome of someone who lives in service to others, and it is therefore most appropriate to recognize her today by awarding her with the H.O. de Villiers Trophy for Service to Westford High School. Marguerite will be studying chemical engineering at UCT next year. This brings us to the principal awards, or the principal trophies. So there are 2 of these. And although there are 2, I think I'm going to call them up one by one. All right? So the first Principal's Award goes to Jiyun Zhang. Ji-Yun Jang is an inherently virtuous, bold, and endearing young person who never fails to leave a lasting impression on those whom she meets. Possessed with a maturity well beyond her years, she is the kind of pupil who reminds teachers why they love to teach. Though comfortable leading from the front, Ji-Yun's light shines brightest when the spotlight is not on her. Gifted with a selfless heart filled with compassion, she routinely sets the standard for how to serve those around us. Whether it is her countless hours spent on the side of a sports field for first aid, or as a loyal member of the orchestra, concert band, big band, or brass quintet, she always lends a willing hand when needed. Ji-Yun will always be remembered for her courage in the face of trials, through her service to nature, and for her heart of gold that motivates her. Westerford is a school blessed with a wide range of exceptional young people, but there is no one more deserving of this award. Ji-Yun Jang, a worthy recipient of a Principal's Award, is an impressive and unique young woman whose impact at Westerford will be remembered for years to come. A Principal's Award for 2022 is also awarded to Karis Barnes. Karis is a warm and kind young woman who inspires trust and confidence. She is a very strong academic, as well as being an all-rounder, having participated in water polo and netball, the choir, the orchestra, and having worked tirelessly backstage in a variety of drama productions. Karis demonstrated commitment and dedication in her studies and in the various leadership roles that she has held, being grade representative in grade 10 and an academic guardian in her final year. As academic guardian, Karis showed compassion and understanding when dealing with her peers. Her initiatives and suggestions for improvements within the academic sphere were always with the best interests of her fellow pupils in mind. Her involvement in academics has not been limited to serving as academic guardian only. She is also one of our top achievers and was an active tutor to junior and senior Westerfordians within the peer tutoring program. Karis also served on the Christian Union Committee for 4 years, being chairperson in grade 10. Here she led with gentleness and a quiet strength. She is an open and approachable leader whose compassion and love for people is constantly displayed in all her interactions. With a ready smile and an ability to laugh easily even at herself, she has been an excellent example of what it means to be a Westerfordian. Karis Barnes is certainly a deserving winner of the Principal's Award for 2022. Karis will be studying Business Science Information Systems at UCT. We'll be coming to our final few awards. The next one is the Rotary Shield for Service to Westford, and this year this is awarded to Ella Norton. Can she come forward, please? Ella will be taking a gap year au pairing in Holland next year. Ella has served the school with distinction in multiple areas. Her involvement with Click Club began in grade 8. Since then, she has completed more than 500 service hours, capturing so many special moments at Westford, from break time society events to weekend sports matches, cultural day, and the matric dance. Her skill and the quality of her work is self-evident. As a senior, she has been a mentor to the younger members, keeping a calm head in times of crisis. In grade 9, Ella was elected as both class representative and grade representative. She continued to serve as class representative in both grades 10 and 11. At the end of grade 11, she was elected to the new position of mentor guardian. She has served in her role with compassion and reliability, taking on the difficult task of contributing to developing the program for mentor groups, which serves to meld together groups containing pupils from grades 8 to 12. In 2021, amidst the chaos of the pandemic, Ella was elected to the grade 11 cabaret committee. She helped to arrange a distinctly different, socially distanced, highly successful outdoor cabaret. Ella Norton has served the school well and is very deserving of the Rotary Shield for service to Westfield. The Shearer Trophy for service to Westford in 2022 is awarded to Thomas Ashworth. Thomas is a truly outstanding Westerfordian who has made a significant contribution to the life of the school. Well-mannered and courteous, his warm personality earned him respect and popularity among his teachers and peers alike. He applies himself with dedication and self-discipline, determined to succeed and to give his best. Thomas has served the school with distinction, always considerate of others, and with a natural leadership style. He has served in his own quiet and conscientious way. As a member of the Click Club, as a lighting assistant, and as a member of the first aid team, he spent countless hours behind the scenes at the various Westford events. As one of the 2 ultimate Frisbee captains, he was a proactive pioneer whose part in the establishment of the sport at Westford was significant. Thomas's passion for the school has been evident in all that he does. His dedicated service in numerous avenues of school life has been of the highest order, setting him as a role model to his peers through his excellent example of selfless service. We are extremely proud of Thomas and grateful for all that he has done. He is a most worthy recipient of the Shearer Award for Service. It simply says here that Thomas will be taking a gap year to explore opportunities next year. Right, our penultimate award, is the John Gibbon Leadership Award, a very prestigious award, which this year goes to Vizo Ndwaga. A true leader does not stand on others to shine, but instead is kind, hard-working, gentle, and leads by example. And Vizo is a true leader. Vizo is not one who desires recognition or seeks the limelight. He has no need to interrupt and push his opinions onto others. He waits, he listens, and he considers his words carefully before acting. His leadership style moves people to feel safe, respected, heard, and looked after when they are around him. This manner of engaging is not often seen in leaders, but is one that is so critically needed. Vizo embodies gentle governance, which we know we will see more of in his future. His passion for the betterment of others is evident not only in his commitment to change and the contributions he makes to important conversations, but also in his small gestures of assistance, his kind words, and his non-judgmental tone. Vizo is a true Westerfordian in every sense and has served as an exceptional role model for young, budding leaders. We are extremely proud of him and are certain that he will go on to contribute towards important and needed system changes. Vizo Ndwaka is a most worthy recipient of the John Gibbon Leadership Award, and we thank him for his service. Which brings us to our final award for the evening, and our most prestigious award, which is the Honickman Honor Award. And for this award, there is no citation. It is simply the highest award that the school can give, based on qualities of character, including integrity, moral courage, reliability, strength, selflessness, respect, maturity, loyalty, sportsmanship, and leadership. So, in 2022, the Honickman Honor Award goes to Inga Meyer. Right, thank you very much. Thank you. Right, that brings us to the end of the prizes, and Mr. Smith, I hand over to you.
That was fantastic, and I know it took a while, but it's so worthwhile to just stop and reflect after a busy year. To hear the citations as well was incredible. So well done to all of you who received something tonight, and it really just is a wonderful, warm feeling tonight to celebrate just the network and what we have at Westerford. So I'm really proud of everybody who was up here, and look at what I said earlier. Not everybody can get a prize, but it's just wonderful to see the way you've led and just in your own ways done amazing things. So well done to all of you. Well then, Mr. Geordie, I'm getting through a long list of names. Thank you very much for that. On the slightly lighter side, I know who's going to write my obituary one day. That staff member who wrote about silky smooth. I think we all know who that staff member is at the back here, so there are some really nice citations there. And there was another light moment of people who shall remain unnamed when they won a subject prize. The senior people gave a very knowing wink at their teacher as they walked up there. You would have seen us laughing because it was a clear one. Thank you very much for that prize. Good relationship there. So I want to just list our grateful thanks to everybody tonight, and first of all to Dr. Solange Rosa for presenting the prizes. Thank you for your time, and thank you for your service to the school and the SGB as well. I know this is an extension of that, but we really do appreciate you being here tonight. Mrs. Roos, Ms. Cameron, and Mrs. Berry for the preparation of the prizes and certificates. Each of the citations actually will be given to the pupils to keep in a beautifully printed copy, so those words aren't lost. They're there forever to be reminded what was said about them, and that comes from those staff members. Mrs. Penny, Mr. Moyer, the music department, the concert band, and the pupils involved in the musical presentations. Thank you for the lovely interludes of music. The matric panelists who presented the review of 2022. Mrs. Majid, Mrs. Berry, Ms. Hendricks, and their helpers for preparing and serving the refreshments, which we'll soon enjoy in the Southern Centre. Mr. McKenna and his team for the preparation of the hall. The many different members of staff who contributed in a myriad of different ways to make the evening a success. Mrs. Alcock and Mrs. Berry and all the parents who have provided the lovely plants and flowers for for the decorations. And I must just comment there, it's been wonderful. Thank you for your generosity and just the way that it just brightens up our evening. I've been enjoying these flowers all evening. Thank you very much. Ms. Lane, particularly for organising the evening's function. I know that's a one-liner, but peoples, you know about the flight plan that's been put out this week and the preparation. That is Ms. Lane's work, and just keeping us practicing and getting this ship-shape tonight. So I really do want to thank her for her hard work and dedication. And anybody that I missed on the staff, just proofreading the citations, late nights and the last couple of nights, it's been really a team effort to get to this part. And then to all the parents, friends, Old Westerfordians and pupils for making this evening a happy celebration of so much that is good about our school. And so I'd like us to stand and as we conclude the evening by singing the national anthem. And please remain standing at the end while the stage party leaves.
With that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. That brings us to an end of Celebration 2022. I'd now like to invite all the parents, special guests and prize winners to join us for refreshments in the sports hall. And so may I ask all the pupils to sit themselves down as the parents and special guests leave the hall. Thank you very much.